Scout to your feet. I need the question when you speak. I need to talk to you and ask you a question. What do you do when you're in a bad mood?
Ooh.
I need to know for a community to another community and for us what we do when we're in a bad mood.
I smoke. I drink. I'm supposed to
Oh
stop,
my
but
god.
I can't.
Can we be a
Oh
better
God.
influence for our community?
Hey, first of all, shout out to the East Side Boys and Lil Jon, because that was an incredible reference. But you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna say that too, bro. If I see something I don't like or I go through a tough little moment, it's usually best to just hit the weed and process. Because if you react right away, you say something right away, you're going to end up saying the wrong thing. And sometimes our emotions lead us on the wrong road. So if you sit there and think about it for long enough, you could be like, you know what, that did bother me, but it's also not even really worth it to keep it with me. Let me go ahead and just drop that off where it's at. You know what I
For
mean?
real. Be like water and all that stuff and stuff like
Man,
that.
stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that. And this is a trial and error. You know what I mean? Cause I'm the type I'll speak on. If I see something, hey, what's to this? What's going on? What is you on? But it usually ends up leading you down a negative trajectory. So it's best to just process on your own. See if you really need to trip. And if you still feel like you tripping after you done had some time, then you know what I mean? Speak your truth, dog. Speak your truth.
I just talk a lot of times. I ask a lot of questions that are really mind-boggling, but we're creating a platform for so many people that I feel like it's for us to get some advice out as well. You feel me?
Yeah, but I mean, what's mind-boggling to one isn't necessarily mind-boggling to another.
This is also extremely true.
This is this is what I've been doing, man, because I've been putting my work in lately. This is what I've been doing is like thinking about it from a different view. You know what I mean? So like if you look at it from a different view, is like if everything's one, you know what I'm saying? Everything's the universe, everything's one. We're all the same. We're just an expression of the universe. You can always try to understand someone's situation because we've all been in a situation before. And if you try to see yourself within them and them within you, you find a balance, you know? You start to understand a little bit more. You start to relax a little bit more and lay off a little bit and not be as angry about stuff. Because really, everything's going to balance out if you're doing good. If you're doing good, if you're putting good out there, good will come back. You know what I'm saying?
And you kind of got to just trust that, because it sounds like a nice concept sometimes, but that's real, bro.
You have to
If
trust
you
it, man. That's
if
it.
you
You
keep
have
your
to.
intentions pure
That's
and
it,
and
man.
and your heart pure, and you really, you know what I mean, you
Just
mean
like
really
JC's
well for
talking
real.
about abundance, man, the universe is big and it's going to give back to you if you give back to it. So you got to put
Yeah,
it out there to get it back. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Abundance,
always tempting to
abundance.
be selfish, but if you know better, once you're conscious of better, you got to do better. You know what I mean?
100%, man. 100%.
Shoot, I just freaking chill out, man. I don't get upset too often. If I do get upset, it's usually at myself. I'm my own worst enemy, so there's no one else to blame, you know. And so
I think
people
I
that
think
know
I
me,
feel
barefoot.
like
people
that's
that
another thing that usually comes from that little session that Patron was talking about. When you sit down and have that little session, usually even if someone did something to you, or you feel like they did something to you, it's something that you allowed them to do, or you know what I mean. It's a door that you left open, so it's more internal than it is external more often than not.
And
Yeah,
being
but
that you're barefoot, man, I think that really just keeps you, 10 toes down.
yeah.
you know,
I just go outside, walk around, you know. No, but I do stay grounded. You know, it's the perspective of like everything could be worse, and that there's people out there that are going through way worse shit than you're going through, and it's like being grateful for every moment. You know,
Yeah,
you only got a little bit of time.
your worst day is somebody's best day. You gotta keep that in mind. You
I
know
get
what I mean?
that.
there's a
Yeah,
good saying. Check this out. It goes, if everybody put their problem in the world, put their problems in the middle in a hat, you'd be quick to take yours back, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Usually what I do is I break out my DVDs, man. Something I've watched 100 times, movie or TV show.
Okay, the hardware.
Man, I just sit down and
live stream
I just
right
keep
now.
watching. I just keep watching, man.
What do you
I
watch?
feel that I don't necessarily use movies
What do you
or
watch,
anything
D-Money?
like that.
With
But
DVDs.
music do the same thing too. You in a bad mood, you hear a few good songs that articulate that mood that you in. You know what I'm saying? And you right back, shook right back.
You
So,
guys listen to music. If you're in a bad mood, do you guys listen to music of the mood that you want to be into, or do you listen to music of the mood that you're in?
It honestly
Sometimes it's good to
depends
feel
on
it.
what's going on. Cause 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna listen to the music that reflects the mood that I'm in. If it's, man, you cheated me, you stole from me, you whatever, you made me upset, I'm listening to them lyrics, man. I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear somebody else talk about it and be like, oh, I'm not the only one in the world who's going through that. Okay.
But you don't want the music to drive you in a positive direction instead.
Honestly, sometimes that doesn't work, because if you listen to something overly positive when you're underly negative, then the message isn't really gonna doesn't necessarily. It can be more like distraught. Like you're like, oh man, I don't want to listen to this BS, man. The world ain't rainbows and unicorns, man. I'm right now. I'm dealing with thorns and needles, man. What's going on?